Arthur, come get your present.
Anthony calls to his son. The sounds of his footsteps storm down the stairs as the 7-year-old boy hurries to the front door, almost knocking down a memorial picture of his dead mother. The boy believes that's the birthday present that he has been promised. He squeezes the doorknob and pulls it open as fast as he can.
Dad, there's nothing there,
He says with a frown on his face. Anthony squints his eyes. He gets up from the wooden dining table and walks to the front. He could have sworn he heard someone knocking.
Maybe it was just the wind. Come on, son. Let's get some dinner.
As Anthony washes the dishes, a familiar sound bangs out from the door again.
Dad, is that the mailman?
I don't think so, son. They don't usually come at this hour. Go upstairs and prepare for bed.
He tells his son with a stern voice. The boy doesn't say anything and complies. The knocks keep on coming. Anthony waits until his son gets into his room before approaching the door. He stares through the peephole, but he sees no one there. However, the knocks keep on coming. It's July, yet he feels such a cold breeze stuck on the door. Anthony's heart beats faster. A drop of sweat falls on his cheek. He grabs the freezing doorknob. The door creaks slightly as Anthony opens it. The knocking stops, and as he has observed before, there is nobody there. As he closes the door, he startles as a chill runs down his spine. He quickly turns around. The picture he had with his wife has been burned out, leaving nothing but the frame. Anthony widens his eyes, then sprints up the stairs to his son's room. He slams the door open.
Daddy, what's wrong?
Arthur asks him, scratching his eyes from being interrupted in his sleep. The window in his door was wide open, curtains flying wildly from the wind.
Did you open the window, son?
Anthony asks. Arthur looks outside the window.
No, I didn't even know it was open.
Anthony nods. He peeks outside of the window to make sure there are no intruders or anything of the sort. Then, he closes the window and makes sure it stays locked. Anthony makes sure his son goes to sleep before leaving the room himself. A sound wakes Anthony in the middle of the night. Half asleep and without his glasses, he struggles to reach for his phone. As he was waving his arm around trying to find the lights, he touches something that felt like a human hand. Adrenaline rushes through him as he immediately got off the bed. After turning on the lights, he could see nothing but himself.
Was I still dreaming?
As he is just about to turn the lights off, Anthony hears another barrage of knocking sounds, this time not on the front door, but on his bedroom's window. The knocking immediately stops as he pulls his curtains, revealing a hideous crack in the glass panes. Anthony spends the night down on the sofa out of pure fear. He is not a believer in God or ghosts or anything for that matter, but after last night, that is the only definition that he can think of, something supernatural. He stares at his laptop all night, trying to find a priest who would help him out. Suddenly, someone knocks on the door. On the verge of losing his mind, he violently opens the door. On the other side is a surprised mailman who is holding a package in his hand.
I got a package for Anthony.
The mailman says. Embarrassed, Anthony sighs.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
He walks up to Arthur's room and drops off the present in front of his door. After that, he schedules a meeting with a priest for the evening at the house. Later that day, the gentle-looking priest comes to the house. After carefully examining the house, the priest scratches his blonde hair in frustration.
You should have never opened the door, now that you have. The spirit has taken that as an invitation to your home,
He says, while shaking his head.
What should I do?
I see this all the time. I could perform an exorcism. It would take the whole night, and I would need all of the family members to be present.
It's just me and my son.
Anthony says.
What do we have to do?
The spirit will be violent, I will keep you too close to protect you.
The priest says while sprinkling holy water all over the place.
Do you have any idea who the spirit could belong to? Or has anybody died in your family recently?
No.
Anthony says. He doesn't want to tell the priest that the spirit could be his wife. He doesn't want to recall any memory he has of that accident.
Must be a stray then. Don't worry. You will be able to sleep without any worries tonight, I promise.
Anthony and his son watch as the priest chants in Latin. Anthony isn't completely sure that the priest is legit and that this is going to help his house, but this is all that he can do. After a long hour, the priest turns around.
There should be no more spirits in your house. You should be good now.
The priest says happily.
Thank you.
Anthony says, handing him the payment. After the priest takes his leave, Anthony and his son had dinner as usual. There is no more knocking. It's strangely quiet in the house.
Did you see the present I got for you?
Anthony asks as he cleans up the table.
Yes. I love the chessboard. Thank you, Dad.
Anthony drops the plate he was holding. He didn't get him a chessboard, but the package was definitely under his name. He immediately rushes upstairs to find the package. Empty. Anthony snaps around due to the sound of footsteps. His son is standing at the door, his hands behind his back, staring at him. His shadow from the moonlight through the window reflects not of a boy, but of a woman.
Arthur?
Not quite.
The voice of a woman escapes his son. The voice of his dead wife.
I'm here to take back my son.
Anthony is starting to become frantic.
You give me back my son or I swear I will.
What? Kill me? I'm already dead.
The ghost inside Arthur says.
You should know that. You are responsible for it.
It was an accident. You were hurting him. I had no choice. I didn't know you would hit your head.
Anthony snaps back.
You shoved me off of my own child, and now I will bring him with me.
The ghost says. Arthur's hands reveal a sharp kitchen knife, and he points it right to his own throat. Anthony lunges at his son, but he's too slow. The next day, the mailman with Arthur's birthday package smells something like blood. He decides to call the police after nobody answers the door. Anthony is arrested for the murder of his own child. He is convicted of first-degree murder and given a life sentence.